All right, so let's practice. You guys asked in the most recent survey that you want more practice problems, more example problems. So this whole video right now is going to be about practice, some different practice problems. So in the diagram, FG is perpendicular to GH. So what does that mean? FG, right here, is perpendicular to GH. What does perpendicular mean? It means that they meet at a right angle. So I'm going to put a little right angle there just so I remember. All right, so one of our theorems told us about this. It said, hey, if you have these two angles, these two rays that are perpendicular, then that means that the two angles that are created of them are what? What do these two angles add up to? This is just like the angle addition postulate. These two angles add up to 90. They're complementary. X plus 14 plus 63 equals 90. So we're going to find the value of x. With a little bit of algebra, I know that x, I'm going to combine like terms here. So 14 plus 63 is going to be 77 equals 90. Then I can take away 77 from both sides. So x is 13. I got that from one of my theorems. All right, another example. Find the value of the variable given that EFG is congruent to GFH. So let me just write down in my diagram what I know. EFG is congruent to HFG, or GFH. So that means this is also 5x, right? So I can think about it this way, being like, okay, I know that these two together add up to 180, so I could add them together and say 5x plus 5x equals 180, but we just learned a shortcut today that said if we have two lines that intersect and make congruent adjacent angles, then that means that we can automatically assume that they're perpendicular. And what does that mean? That means that 5x equals 90. That means that x equals 18. All right, if you did it the long way, you could figure out that 5x plus 5x equals 180, 10x equals 180, and you get x equals 18. This is just our shortcut. It's faster. That's how we can use that theorem. All right, and finally, we've got that KJ is perpendicular to KL. So we've been told that KJ is perpendicular to KL. And that the measure of JKM, this angle, is equal to the measure of angle MKL. All right, what does this mean? How can we set this up? What do we know about these two angles? We know that since those rays are opposite, ray KL and KJ, that the two angles made up from those two sides that are rays that are perpendicular, we know those are going to be equal, and that's what it told us. And we know that these two are going to be complementary. So we know that z plus z equals 90. You might be able to do this really fast and say, oh, what's something times 2 that equals 90? But if not, you can figure it out this way. Divide both sides by 2. I get z equals 45. All right, so that's a couple examples to show you guys. This whole video is examples, and there'll be examples just like this going in the future and probably on our assessment.